I was like, I hopped in a couple and I was just kind of floating around and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just hang out with Bob and like stay for a whole one. And it was like,
Cool.
this is awesome. I'm having so much fun. So I'm just gonna come hang out as much as I can.
That's fantastic. We're so glad to have you. You add a lot of value. I saw that you were commenting quite a bit more in the chat area as well. That's fantastic. Helping more people.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. This is a nice hour for me because it's 10:30 in the morning where I'm at. Mm-hmm. So this is like, I've already caught up with some of my, clients where I'm like touching base on the listing or the buy side or whatever. I've already made my touches. So this is kind of my admin hour where I just kind of make sure all my contracts and stuff are uploaded and I can kind of just play around on the computer while I'm doing it, So it's a good break.
Sweet. Well, that's awesome. It works well for me too, where I am. It's only 8:30 here in Pacific time. But I get to start my day with hanging out with some cool people like John, like you, like Rouge. Just set my day up the right way. How's everybody doing? We've got the Hurdle brothers in here. Good morning, gents. Wait, I thought I saw David too. I guess I missed him. How you doing, Simon? Felicia, Michelle, Hector, Elisha, good morning all. Ian, everybody. Prolific Kev. He is a prolific man. Faro, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are we feeling about this formidable Friday? Is it formidable for you guys too? Do you guys know what formidable means? I know John knows what formidable means because he's formidable himself, aren't you?
I appreciate it.
Inspiring fear or respect.
Formidable means inspiring fear or respect through being impressively large, powerful, intense, or capable.
Okay, I'll take that.
Large, powerful, and capable. That sounds like a John Johnson. 6'7".
There's so many words that I use because I understand them in context, but I never actually take the time to really sit down and look at the definition. I'm glad you asked that, actually.
Yeah. Most people learn through association, and that's what vocabulary most of the times is used by most people, including myself. But just one hurdle. Okay, we'll take it. Simon, sorry. But yeah, learning. I took a class. When was this? I think it was my first or second year in college. And it was about learning the exact meaning of words and knowing how to use them properly. One of the best classes I ever took, I think, And
I love that.
They gave you like little stuff. I mean, you'd take like rubber bands, paper clips, pens, paper, pencils, whatever is in front of you, and you try to describe the words with those things and articulate thoughts in your mind with that kind of mentality. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I love that because it seems on the surface like such a simple exercise, right?
Right, yeah.
But then it's like, hey, describe paperclip, but don't use the word hard. Don't use the word metallic, right?
Yep.
That's so cool. We were talking about college in the chat a couple days ago. There were some people saying, hey, is school worth it? Blah, blah, blah. And I made the point of, obviously you can self-educate at any point in time as long as you've got the drive, but those classes like that, right? Where you just, it's not necessarily a hard skill that you're learning, but that's a skill that's still with you today that definitely influences probably how you do your business, how you communicate effectively,
Absolutely.
All those things. It's so cool. I love that stuff.
Yep. Rouge, so glad to have you on stage with us.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good
morning. Nice to see you all.
Likewise. Always glad to have you here with us. How can we help?
Thank you so much. Yeah, I actually have a few questions. I was like attending yesterday the Zoom call, the mastermind call, and someone mentioned something about the transactional coordinator stuff. Um, I I have a question. Like a lot of people are using transactional coordinators in their transactions. And I heard someone saying that like they are not typically required for the cash deals, but for the creative deals, yes, they are required. And I have
No.
also
No,
Okay.
they're not required in any deals whatsoever. Are they highly recommended? Absolutely. I wouldn't do a creative deal. I pretty much don't do any of my deals without TCs, quite honestly, anymore. Okay. I mean, even the easy ones, even the cash ones. Okay. The value that transaction coordinators bring to deals is immense. They take so much off of your plate, and they make sure that everything is done right, and they make sure that everybody's on top of their game, meaning the title company, escrow company, all of them. They're always checking. My TCs do. Okay. So are they legally required? Are you required to have one? No. But should you have one? I think you should. Yeah.
Okay, like what I get to know initially that like you should have the title company you are working with, but transactional coordinator is the additional person that we require. And like I'm a new wholesaler. If I will not, and I presume that it's an expense, I believe, on the deal type. So if I will not be able to have transactional coordinator in my transaction, then how, like, can I fill in to their role like?
Absolutely. And if you're just starting off, you either don't have the money or don't want to spend more, have higher expenses at the beginning. Yeah. And it's a good idea to learn the paperwork, to learn the process yourself anyways, to make sure that your TCs are doing their jobs correctly as well, right? So do you have to do it with a TC? No. Especially at the beginning, like you said, if you want to do it yourself, absolutely, you should. Okay. But as you grow your business, I think it's an invaluable tool that you should have.
All right. I don't know about the transactional coordinators, or like if you suggest anyone is providing any services like that. I have no idea about it. Do you
Say
have
that
any
again? What do you mean?
Do you have any
Ella does it. Ella Ray.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
She acts as a TC. And I can speak to TCs a little bit because I do it. I use it for my brokerage stuff all the time because my broker gave me this really awesome insight, and I've taken it away and explained it to people all the time, right? But when you look at your day, you've only got so many hours, right? So how are you spending those hours? Are you using those hours for an income producing activity is the key phrase she gave me. Am I spending it on an income producing activity, or am I spending it in the weeds on a contract and crossing T's and dotting I's and making sure I'm tracking all the critical dates of a previous transaction? That's not making me more money, right? So she was like, hey, I know it sucks. You're going to pay this TC money, but it's going to let you have the time back to go do what you do well, which is getting listings, buyers, and negotiating deals. And that's where the value really comes in. Your ROI is going to triple. All of a sudden, I went from doing 2 deals a month to being able to manage 6 deals in a month, right? Because I knew I had someone on the back end sending out those emails, communicating with my clients, just doing all the little stuff. You know, we all just sit in our inbox sometimes for hours, and all of a sudden an hour has gone by, right? It's like I didn't have to think about that stuff. So it's a cool, multiplier of your time. It's like a time machine.
Yeah, they're a catalyst to your business. Got
it. The other thing, I the last time you did the comps, Bob, I have missed out few things. Is that okay if I bring up one more address and will do it again? The ARV, I do have some confusion in finding out the ARV with some other addresses I tried.
Yeah, I mean, if John is okay with it, then yeah, sure.
You putting it on me? What did I have to do with this one?
Absolutely nothing, but I wanted you to be involved.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah, no worries, Arush. What do you have?
Okay, it's I'm sharing it on the chat.
Okay, good. Right. Patu Drive in Jacksonville. One?
Yeah.
Did I turn off? Hang on 1 second, sorry. All right. So as you can see, I always go to my default, which is prop stream, but I also have prop wire, privy, and it's always a great way to start is by going here first to Google and see what you can find first, just to get the basics. Okay, so this is on MLS, on market. It's in pending status.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it under contract?
No.
Okay. Why are we looking at this? Just for the fun of it?
No, it's not showing to me under contract, to be really honest. I don't know what happened.
Okay, I mean, Zillow is showing it as pending. Let's take a look. Realtor.com.
Okay, I've just refreshed it.
Pending. And
should I give you the another address, or like it's okay?
I mean, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. If you want me to just do a comp.
So what Bob is trying to tell you is, we want to work towards like getting people closer to getting a deal under contract, but this deal's already under contract. If you have a question about comping in general, or is this
I'm trying to understand. I did not like it's not with me, this property. I was trying to understand the comping because I was practicing comping. I missed out few steps, and I got confused about those steps.
How about we do it this way, Arush? How about you do the comping, and we can see what steps you're missing, and then we can help you there.
Okay.
Would you be open to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And does it need to be in that market? Because I have a property that we could probably go over, or we could go over it later.
Up to you.
That's fine. That's fine. I was confused that on the adjustment side, like Bob has.
Okay.
Yeah. How we determine the percentage of like that we subtract from the subject property. Like I have also watched few Jamil Damji's videos, but I was not somewhere he was subtracting 70,000, somewhere he was subtracting. So I understand that we subtract the pool, or if something is additional in the subject one from the listing one, but like on last time when Bob did it, he was subtracting on the basis of the fix and flip requirements, like for how much time it will be holding back, or like how much time it will be taking on the like for the fixing and flipping, and like the insurance and the taxes. So I got confused, like are we also adding those portion additionally on the side of the adjustment if there is a difference between the lot size or the acre size or the room number of rooms?
Yeah, that's a great question. So how should I answer this for you? I think Jamil's formula, I've modeled my formula, quite honestly, from Jamil's. Okay. I've taken a huge portion of it from Jamil's. Okay. And then I just added my own little twists to it to make sure that I get a very good conservative number that I know that we're going to be able to wholesale. Okay. So if you want to follow Jamil's, it's excellent. Okay. You are going to get good, solid numbers. Okay. And I think he does it the right way. He looks at it from an appraiser's point of view. Okay. How would an appraiser comp this particular property, for example? All right. Mm-hmm. I turn that and add a couple of more things to it from a fix and flipper, because that's my main buyer. Okay.
Got it.
And so I just add a little bit more to it. That's all. Okay. But it's the same process. Okay. So I don't want you to get confused over that. If you want to go into more details about it, then you do what I do. So let me share my screen my calculator again. Okay. So this is what we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. So for example, in this particular case, whatever it was, I don't even remember. Okay. The purchase price was $310,000. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we had it under contract at $310,000. Okay. Mm-hmm. We knew that it needed a lot of work, repairs. It was at $250,000. Okay. Based on $250,000, we said that it's going to probably take 9 months. Okay. $250,000 is going to be 250 days roughly of work. Okay. About $1,000 a day of work. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it'll take 250 days. That's 8 months, right? It actually should be higher than this. So it's going to take 8 months just to do all the work, more than likely. Okay, maybe a little less depending on your crew, maybe a little bit more. And then it's going to take at least 1 or 2 months for you to put it back up on the market and be able to find a buyer for it. So this is a holding time period for the fix and flipper.
Fix and flip, yeah.
Okay. So based on this, if they're going to have to hold on to it for 9 months, that means for that 9 months, they're going to have to pay taxes. They're going to have to pay insurance. They're going to have to pay utilities. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they're also going to have to pay holding costs. Okay. That's where this comes. Okay. So if they're borrowing money, if it's not their own cash, okay. So this, again, if you know your cash buyers and their criteria, okay, you will know whether you can add this or not. Most of them are borrowing, okay, money. Okay. However, if you find a cash buyer that says, you know what, I'm using my own money, I don't need to borrow money, boom, there goes 0, 0. Okay. Now all of a sudden they jump from 10% ROI to 20% ROI. Okay. That's the value of it. Okay. The beauty of this for them is that they just increase their ROI. The con to it for them would be that they just plunk down their own money. Okay. They're risking their own money, number one. And number two, the opportunity cost of that money using it somewhere else is at play here too. Okay. So it depends on them. If they can do that, great, more power to them. Otherwise, most of the time I've seen it to be like this. Okay. So if they can hold it for 9 months, these are their additional costs that they're going to be looking at. Okay. You're going to ask something?
What is the recording fee?
The recording fee is for title and escrow. Okay. It's a random number that I just put in there, 500. It doesn't make a difference, that much of a difference. Look, it's $63,000 of profit, 10.53%. If I change this to 0, it's now 64 and it's 10.63%. Okay. So it doesn't make that much of a difference. I just want to show my cash buyers that, hey, I'm looking for you and what you have going on. Now, if there are tenants, for example, and they're being uncooperative and you need to use cash for keys, that's over here. Okay. If you need to bring in an attorney to evict them, that's going to be an additional cost that you're going to put in here. And I even have an other over here as well, if there is any other costs involved. Okay. So that's what that is.
There is just a moment, let me so how we will be, like, obviously there will be a different tax values and insurance and utilities values according to the locations and
Sure.
areas. So how are we getting this information, like on the basis of from the agent or the seller? That's why, like, on the basis of that information we are adding values here, or like it's just a guess?
So you can certainly ask the agent, okay, and they should be able to provide that for you, okay? If it's an off market, then there are places that you can go and look up. Having relationships is crucial, okay? So having an insurance agent on your team, okay, who can give you those estimates. You can go, hey, I have 123 Main Street here in Jacksonville, Florida, okay? How much do you think insurance is going to be on an annual basis for it? Okay, and they can give you that for you. Just a ballpark. You don't need an exact number because you don't know the condition. You don't know nothing. I just want to know just ballpark for that area, how much it would be. Okay.
Can we get this information from the Google?
Sure. I mean, watch. We have this address. Okay. Just go homeowners insurance for, okay, skip the sponsored and see if you can find anything. It's not going to show for that exact address. So let's just take this out. Let's see if we just take out this, if it'll give me anything. So it's telling you to go and find places, or insurance companies. Okay. One thing that you can do is, let's just take it out one more time. Okay, here's a home insurance calculator. Okay.
Yeah.
Home insurance in Jacksonville. So this one, for example, will give you sort of an idea. What was the address on this one? I mean, the zip code?
It's
32210.
yeah.
Right. So it's going to ask you, this is going to tell you, they're going to give you, they're going to ask you a lot of questions to give it to you. On average, what I've noticed, this is nationwide, you have to know your own markets, okay? But on average, nationwide, I've found it to be around roughly 2/3 of the taxes, okay? Now, in Texas, that's not going to be true, okay, because taxes are so high over there. In Florida, it's going to be more, okay, insurance-wise. Okay, so you just have to know your markets, okay? You can certainly call State Farm, like they were showing, or other insurance agencies, and ask them. Again, that's why building those relationships with agents is so important.
I got it.
Okay. Then as far as taxes, you can go to PropStream, PropWire. Okay, they have a tax tab here. Okay, so there's 3168. You got to know your market again. Okay, because for example, in California, the taxes change based on the purchase price. Okay, but here it might not. Okay, so you need to know, how does that work in Florida, in Jacksonville? Okay. Will it remain the same, or do I have to pay more? What are they basing this off of? Okay. All right. Another place for you to go is smartasset.com. Come on. Okay. And then under Smart Asset, you go under Taxes, Property Tax Calculator. Click on that. And you put in the location, so Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. And you put in the value of the house. Let's say this one, they're asking $265,000. Okay, so $265,000. And it tells you it's 0.97% average county tax rate in Duval County. Okay, so your property taxes for this amount, if you purchase it at this price, is going to be about $25.71. So there's your annual tax, property taxes.
Got it. One more question. As I asked about the transactional coordinator role, do we, as we always ask the buyers, like if whatever the title company they want to use, we also need to ask this question to the buyers, like if they want the transactional coordinator in the transaction, or if they have any preferred transactional coordinator. Is that
I'm sorry. Repeat that question one more time. Sorry.
so? As what I learned is like we ask the buyers like if they are okay with the title company we are using, or the title company is of your buyer's choice. We need to also ask about the transactional coordinator or the intervention of the transactional coordinator from buyers, or we have to use the transactional coordinator of the like the prefer from the buyer if they prefer anyone.
Okay, let's walk through that, Aruj. Okay, are you wholesaling?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're wholesaling, you go talk to a seller, okay, whether it's on market or off market. You put it under contract, right? And when you put it under contract, you are the one who's going to be bringing that TC, okay, if you want to. There is no buyer that you're going to be asking permission for or anything like that, okay? Now, if you already have a buyer for that property, which hopefully you do, right? Okay. When you're putting the property under contract with the seller, you tell them that, hey, my transaction coordinator will be sending you the contract and everything for you. You get the transaction coordinator involved right away, okay? And they will write up the contract. They will send it to the seller, get it signed, have you sign it, okay? And then when you have your buyer come in, your TC is also going to get them the assignment contract and all of that stuff. So there is no asking the buyer, hey, which transaction coordinator do you want to use? They might not even want to use one. They don't care, okay? The TC is for you and your purposes. And like what Paul was saying, it's to, make sure that you're using your time, okay, as most efficiently as possible.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any more? Or is that it?
The transaction coordinator is a role within your own business. So the buyer doesn't have any say on that anyway. It's like having an acquisition manager or a disposition manager.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. All
Awesome.
right.
Bob, I have a potential deal here. This is a lead. I got all the info
Let's go.
for you. If we could take a chance to take a look at it.
Sure, absolutely.
I'll throw the address in the chat here.
San Antonio, love it.
Yep, we got a campaign going there in San Antonio. All the major metro major metro areas and surrounding cities in Texas, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Georgia.
Text blasting?
Yep, SMS blast with the SMS King, Mike Martin.
Sweet. Absolutely. That's fantastic. All right. So canvas back.
Yep. I'm going to grab the notes for you as well.
Are these pictures accurate?
Yes, it is a turnkey. They have tenants in the property right now.
Oh, they have tenants in the property? Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to put all the...
What's your goal with it?
So I asked them, why is it that they're interested in selling? What is their motivation, right? Because that's ultimately, most important when we're doing wholesale deals. And she said that, she's got 2 children. They're going off to college, and, she just wants to cash out. She's not in a distress situation where she needs to cash out. The tenants are good tenants. They pay on time. But she wants to, take advantage of this opportunity to cash out. And so what I really need to know is how much I can reasonably offer her. And I have kind of all the information that she shared. I didn't get the interest rate on her. Oh no. So she said she owes $50,000 on the property. I didn't get the interest rate on that loan that she took out. but it was recently taken out, so I'm pretty sure it's a higher percentage. It's not. I don't think it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
low. Um, but besides that, I think she owns it free and clear. Um, and then they are currently renting it for $1,595 a month. They started renting in October, and she told me that they have an 18-month lease. Everything has been cosmetically updated as of September of last year. So their last tenants moved out, and then they updated it for these new tenants. And she says she has a property manager that manages the property. I didn't get what the percentage of that would be, but that's the info that I've got.
Okay.
Roof, she said, was inspected, and it's all good. But it seems like this property is relatively turnkey. So I was kind of curious to know what I could offer her.
Okay. So let's go through this right now. Did she have an asking price for it?
No, she didn't. She didn't give me an asking price. I asked her multiple
Okay.
times. Jedi mind tricks don't
Yeah.
work. Couldn't quite get that number.
Okay, so she has a loan balance of $50K. Do we know what the principal interest is?
No,
You don't. Not right now. Okay, so obviously we need that information, taxes and insurance. Is there an HOA on it? I don't think I saw anything. HOA, yes. Looks like it's $125 annually, so not bad at all. Okay, let's just say that's about $10 a month. Okay, so we need all this information, okay, to be able to come up with anything. Okay, so I guess what I need to find out is number one, what's your exit strategy? Number two is, are you planning on purchasing this as like a hybrid? Is that what you're trying to do?
So
Sounds like that's where you're heading towards.
it's possible. It's definitely within the realm of possibility.
Okay.
However, if possible, I'd prefer to wholesale this deal. So I want to.
Okay, so your exit strategy is to wholesale it. Okay.
Right.
What's your purchase strategy? Do you want to purchase it cash?
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
I'd like to know what the numbers would have to be at.
Gotcha.
For cash, and then maybe we could structure something creative to give her, some sort of
Sure.
alternative.
Okay. So have you done any comping on it? Do you know what the ARV on this would be? Or is that what you want us to do right now?
Yeah, I kind of want to walk through this.
Gotcha.
And I think it'd be beneficial for everybody to kind of see this, because we were talking about comping and
Sure.
yeah.
All right. So we'll go to Privy, which I think you have access to as well, don't you?
Yes, and if anybody in here does not have access to Privy, definitely get signed up. I'll drop a link. You can use it. You can get a discount on your first month.
Lots of comps, lots of rentals in that area. Okay. All right.
And the reason why we like to use Privy, especially in a market like Texas, is because Texas is a non-disclosure state, so you cannot see, I believe in all parts of Texas, how much properties are selling for. And so what Privy does is it gives us that edge. We can actually see the data. We can see what these properties sold for. So it's a great resource for everybody in here, and you don't need to have a license to get access to the MLS data in these non-disclosure states. So if you're not signed up, sign up. Use code REI Rev.
Yeah, great tool. All right. So ours is a 3-3. Is it a full 3-3 or 3-2.5? 3-2.5. Okay. 3-2.5, 1-car garage, 2 levels. Year built is 2006, 1,884 square feet. Privy is showing me 3 sold comps. Okay. Year builts are all within plus or minus 10 years, 2010, 9, and 5. Excellent. Sold dates, I don't like this one so much. It's a little too far out. So these 2 are very good, just last month and 2 months ago. So these 2 are excellent. 265 and 275 care. And the square footage is very, very close. So that's excellent as well. Lot size, excellent. So these are 2 really good solid comps, it looks like. Now let's take a look and see what kind of condition they're in. 265 and 275, right? Yep. Sanderling. Yep. So these are the two. Okay. So very clean. Okay. Not rehab to 2023 standards, but excellent condition, right?
There's ours, so that's good.
So this is a very good one. And this was just literally 8 days ago that it closed. Okay. So I like this. So, I mean, to be precise, and Uruj, if you're listening or watching still, this is what I did. So this is the comp that we're using. Okay. So 265 was what it was sold for. This one is 1909 square footage. So I want to find out what the dollar per square foot on it is. So divide that by 1909. So it's $138.82. Okay. And what was ours? Ours is 1884. Okay. So then you multiply this by our square footage, our subject property square footage, and we get 261,529. So very close, right? 265, 261, somewhere around there. Okay. So, I mean, it's nitpicking, but it's right. Okay. Now let's take a look at the one that sold back in May for 275. Looks much more like an investor rehab, right? So having it rehabbed fully versus, and I guess this is staging, versus just in excellent condition but not fully rehabbed is about 10K. Okay. Especially since their square footage was about the same. So I'm comfortable with 265 as the ARV. Okay. And we didn't even have to go any further, just privy.
Yep.
Right? I mean,
Gotta
we can go
love it.
to prop stream. Yep, exactly. So this was an easy one, but yeah, this was a softball pitch. So thanks. All right. So the ARV is about 265, 270. Okay, sorry, 260, 265, right? Is a 4-3, he's telling me. Yep, you're absolutely right, Ian. So this one's a 4-3, and this one's a 3-2. Okay. So yeah, again, we're going to stick with the 260, 265. I like that number. Okay. So now we go back to your question of what should we offer, right? So if the ARV is, let's say, 265, okay, and let's say you want to make 10,000 on it,
I want to make 15,
and it's
minimum 15.
15,000. Excellent. Okay.
That's repairs. You added 15 to the repairs.
Isn't that what you want? Oh, you want 15 for your wholesale fee?
Yeah, for the assignment, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, what did you think for repairs? Have you seen the pictures of the property?
Yeah,
Or was it just the one that we saw?
Yeah, it's just those that we saw. So I'm thinking, very light paint, carpet, maybe
Okay.
new appliances if needed, right?
I mean, you could, depends on your cash buyer, right? Are they landlord buyers or fix and flippers? Okay. Fix and flipper is not going to make sense on this at all, right?
Right, no.
Because it's rented for 18 months. Okay. When did the rent begin? I think you
Last
said
October.
it actually. October? Okay. So we
Yeah.
got till about March of 24, right?
And a
So
quick
at least
question, Bob.
another, yeah.
If an investor purchases a property with tenants that have a lease, does the investor have to honor that lease, or can they kick them out of the property?
You must honor that lease. Okay. And you also should and could and must get the security deposit and any other deposits that the seller obtained from the tenants when they signed the lease. That now belongs to you. That should be part of your contract.
I'm going to add that in.
Okay. What were we planning on doing here? Sorry.
We were reviewing the numbers to create an offer.
Oh, 1884. So let's say it's 1884 and okay, so as a landlord buyer, you're not necessarily going to be doing any upgrades to appliances, at least initially, okay? Because it did look pretty good.
And it's already rented as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not crazy about it being electric, but, you know.
Is that
It
the one?
will eventually, I mean, isn't it? Canvas back?
Yeah. Let me double. Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's got two
This is the-
kitchens. There's the.
Oh, you're right.
Okay. Interesting. What is that one called with those coils? What is that?
With the what?
With the coils, they get hot. Is that also considered electric?
Yeah, electric stove.
Yeah. They
This is
got
the one you're
coil.
talking about?
Yeah, they got that one, and then there was another one, right?
Yeah, I think so. What? Does it have two kitchens? That's interesting. Only an 1,800 square foot house, too.
Oh, we got the floor plan right there to see. Or maybe those were old photos?
Maybe. Yeah, I only see one kitchen
Yeah,
downstairs,
maybe those
right?
were old photos, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I mean, if this is what it looks like, it's definitely rentable. You don't need to do much to it at this time. So, I mean, you can add, just to be on the safe side, let's say 1884 times 20 at the most. So I would put about maybe 40K in there. But I think that's overkill, but you can still do it. Okay. Just to be on the safe side. And then taxes. So we go to taxes here. It's $59.93, so $6,000. So that's $500 a month, and you're not gonna need to hold on to it for too long, right? It's not definitely 9 months. It's probably one. You probably need to only do it for 1 month, right? Maybe 2 months. So we can do 2 months just to be on the safe side. So if taxes are $500, that'd be $1,000 here. Okay.
Just curious
And
about
insurance.
why are you accounting for only 2 months of taxes?
Because you're wholesaling it, right?
Right.
So it's only going to take. It's probably going to be 1 month, even, if any at all, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't be paying for the taxes.
No, but we're. This is not for you. This is for the fix and flipper or your cash buyer.
Okay. But wouldn't they just hold the property indefinitely, though?
Yes, absolutely. But we're trying to see what the best, lowest price we can get for it is at this time. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going to be doing, honestly, if you're going to be doing a landlord buyer on this, okay,
Mhm.
You're probably going to be using a different calculator than this altogether. Okay. But I'm just going to use this just for now, just to get the absolute lowest price I can. I mean, if you want, here, we can make this 0 and 0 and 0, right? Is there any HOAs? I think we said $10. Okay. Throwing that off. So we'll just do it this way. We really don't have any of these costs. So this is not the right calculator. I'm trying to find my regular calculator for it. But in the meanwhile, let's just use this for right now. So we can say it's about 10, 11, 16, 17, 27,000 right here. I'm just adding the costs because there won't be any second sale, right? Because the buyer is going to hold on to it. Your cash buyer is going to hold on to it. Okay. And there are no holding costs for them. Okay. So that's about 27,000 that we can deduct from this 134. So 104, I probably want to be at about, let's say 200. Okay. 0 and 0. Okay. Do you see what I'm doing? Or am I going too fast?
I see what you're doing. I'm just a little confused. I think the whole time would be a minimum of whatever the lease would be remaining, right? Would that make more sense?
Not as a landlord buyer, because a landlord buyer is still going to hold on to it for long term. That's their goal. They're not planning on once these tenants leave. The only thing that matters when the tenants leave or their lease is up is that it's time to raise the rent if he wants to.
Gotcha.
Or evict them, bring them new tenants. Okay. So let's say right now she has it rented at 1,600. I think you said 1,595, something like that, right?
Let me get that exact figure for you. It is, 1,595.
Okay, so if it's 1,595 and let's say the market rent is 1,800, okay, there's a potential $200 extra that you can get. Okay, so at the end of this lease, you either have them increase the rent to 1,800, which you got to check your county laws and make sure that you're able to raise it that much. Okay, or you just don't renew the lease and have them leave, so you can bring new tenants in, and at that time you can increase it to $1,800.
Got it. Okay.
So I would feel, I mean, an all cash offer 170, I feel is good.
170.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's with a 40,000 repair. I mean, we're talking about a nice size upgrade and everything. Okay.
But would it
This
be
could be-
necessary?
this could be-
I feel like that's
That depends on your buyer. Okay.
right.
What do they want? If they look at these pictures and say, I don't need to do anything, which more than likely is what's going to happen. Let's say we just put in $5,000 just for if the tenants, when their lease is up, leave, you're just going to go in, do a fresh paint, maybe clean the carpets, whatever is needed, $5,000 for that. Right.
Uh-huh.
Now you can increase your purchase price to, let's say, 190. Okay. And there's still a solid 23% ROI.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you can probably go to up to 200.
At
Yeah.
200, that's 18%, and typically buyers want to be above 15.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if Sumo's in the room, but we always shoot our shot. We try to get the number as low as possible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So if this doesn't work and they're like, nah, the house is in great condition. We know that we can sell it for 260, 265 ourselves. Okay. You go, okay. What if I do give you a higher price, closer to your asking price? Okay. But you give me terms. Now we switch it over to terms. Okay. And for terms, you're going to need that information that I asked for.
okay.
If it's 50K. So this is all the information that you need. Okay. What is their asking price? Okay. You want to know that. What are you buying it for? All of this, principal and interest, taxes and insurance, if there's any HOA, how many years left on current, interest rate, what type of loan it is. Do they have a length in mind that they want to get their, the full amount back? Okay. And then we just did this ourselves, right? So this one was, let's say, 265. Okay. Rental rates, we can go to Rentometer, Rentcast, even, PropStream has it. Look, PropStream has it at 1964. So 1595 looks like it's low. What does here? Zillow has it at 1800. So it's somewhere between 18 to 2000, it looks like. If I go to Rentometer, put in, let's say, 1800. 3, 2.5, 1884. So let's say 1600 to about 2100. Yeah, 1800. So they're below market. Okay. So that's a value add for you. Okay.
Okay. This is good.
So let's say
this is good.
1800 on that. There is no lease option. Wrap payments, it depends if that's the route you want to go. You can also wrap it if you put it under contract and with terms, you know. Let's say they want 265. What if we give them 265? Okay. Probably 0 arrears, no liens, no other liens. Repairs, we said, let's say 5,000. Assignment fee, you want 15,000. Okay. Marketing cost, let's just put 500. It's not probably going to be that much. The closing costs on it, let's say 2%. Okay, which is high, but let's say 2%. So that's about what, 5,300. Okay. Down payment, let's say they want 10%. Okay. You obviously want to go as low as possible. Balloon, they want, let's say we can get them to agree to 7 years. Okay. This is a hybrid. Interest rate, let's put 0. Okay. So you're coming out of pocket 52,000. Okay. Your monthly payments are 10. That's because of the HOA. Okay. And if the cash flow is 1,800, okay, we obviously haven't filled any of this out. That's why it's showing it as pure net. Okay. So as you fill this out and as it reduces, these numbers will be adjusted as well. So it could be a good one. Let's say, just as an example, I think PropStream was showing it at $900, $893. Okay, but we don't know if it's PITI or not. Let's assume it is. Okay, let's assume that principal and interest is, let's say, $450, taxes is $400, and this to make it $900. Okay. You see how it dropped?
Right.
Okay. Years left. Let's say they just bought it, I believe, right?
They've had this one, I think.
Oh no.
A while, yeah.
Yeah, they've had it for a while, but was it refinance? It was refinanced in 22.
Right. And then she said she had 50,000 left on that.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Okay, so that's why we need to know the actual numbers. We're just guessing right now, okay? And we're just playing. Okay, but if it was 22, so that means that there's at least 29 years probably, okay? And let's say she got it at an interest rate of, let's say, 5.5%. Okay. Loan type, let's say it's just conventional. And there is no balloon because this is just your traditional loan. Okay.
So we're taking it over sub 2.
Yeah. Well, hybrid because she has $215,000 of equity.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean, this looks like a very nice deal, like it is right now. There's your cash flow.
So then the other thing is, and this is what I'm going to tell her on the phone. After our call today, I'm going to record the second call, and then I'm going to tell her, I just need to understand. So if she really does want to sell, it's going to have to be sold to an investor either way, right? Because there's already a tenant living in the property. So they have to honor the lease.
More than likely, yes.
Right.
99%, yes. There is a 1% chance that a homeowner might want to buy it, but they understand that, this is the neighborhood. This is the house that they absolutely love and want. And they're willing to buy it right now and wait, for another 8 months until they can move in themselves. But what are the chances of that? Extremely low. So yes, 99%, you're absolutely right. It's going to be an investor who's going to come and buy it.
So I'm going to tell her that. I'm going to say, hey, look, here's the alternative. If you don't want to work directly with me and you decide, hey, I want to list this on the market, you're going to incur real estate commissions. being the agent percentage, both sides. On top of that, the closing costs, which I'm offering to take care of for her,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, what else? What are some other things that I can say that will create value in working with me opposed to listing on the MLS?
Wait, does the cash flow work with the tenant currently, the current tenant occupied, or would it make more sense if the tenant were to move out and then a new tenant come in once the rents are raised?
So that will depend on the PITI. Great question, Supreme John. Okay.
Right.
So right now, currently, it's at $15.95. Okay. And it depends on what she's asking for, because once we have that information, okay, that what the amount that she wants on a monthly basis as well, right? We're
Okay.
gonna need to add that, and it better be less than like $300 if it's $15.95. Okay, if these are the right numbers. Okay, so you won't be able to pay her much. Okay, and you can explain that, hey, I can only pay you this much because the rent is so low. Okay, once this lease is up, and I can put in a new tenants in there at a higher price of, let's say, 18. Hopefully, it might be $2,000 at that point. Okay, at $2,000, then I can pay you more. But you need to make a minimum of. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry. Hey guys, I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, good. Yeah, John. I mean, you can like kind of tell her, right? Like, yo, if does she want the tenant, like the tenant's on a lease right now, or month to month?
Yeah, they're on a lease. They have an 18-month lease. They're locked in.
When is it done? When is it over?
Um, they started October, so October is 10 plus 6.
Oh, so there
April,
should be.
April of next year.
Oh, April of next year. Okay,
Yeah,
April of next year. So like it really depends, cause like I said, like a lot of buy and hold, if they can take the current tenant, the good long-term tenant that's living there, and they're cash flowing on the property at least, but knowing that there's extra value add for when they do, leases are up and they can, move in a new tenant, and the property's not as bad to clean up, then you'll have people who will want the property. But what are you doing with this? Own it, finance it.
so right now, we're working towards exploring the different options. So we got a cash offer at I'm gonna offer 165. That's where I'll anchor her. And then if she wants cash and
But she never gave you a price yet.
No.
no. So I think
Okay.
we
Yeah,
could
those are
probably go up to
difficult
like
sellers.
180, right, Bob? And then like we would want to sell it to the end investor below like 190.
I mean, if you can, that'd be great. Yeah. I think
But
we
if
had
she-
it at 200 even. And at 200 even, it's not a bad deal. 18% return.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't really seem realistic that she would want the cash. Um, so that's kind of why we're exploring, what would it look like on terms?
Hmm.
And then so
I
we're
mean,
trying to
she can.
figure out.
Yeah. Again, it's always which one do you want? You want the price, or the cash, or do you want the terms? Which one is it that you want? Do you want it done quickly and get your cash and get out? Okay, that's your wholesale price. Okay, that's your 165, 180, 190 price. Okay. No, you want the higher price? Okay, then you got to work with terms with me. Okay, I need this information, and I need to find out, and I need to make some cash flow on it.
Okay, Bob. So just so I'm clear, what other information do I need to make sure that I get from her on this follow-up call today?
Get a copy of her mortgage statement, okay, which will provide you the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, okay. If she's not paying taxes and insurance, if you don't see the word escrow on the mortgage statement, that means she's paying the taxes and insurance on her own, okay. So that means that you need to get that information from her as well. How much are you paying for taxes? How much are you paying for insurance? Okay. The exact amount of the HOA, because that's not necessarily the right amount. Okay. And if she can give you a copy of the lease, that'd be great. Okay, because we want to know how much security or down payment she got from them. Was it first and last that they paid? What exactly was because you have to abide by those terms.
Right.
You or your end buyer. Okay. So that's the initial information that I would want. Just to put something together.
Okay.
Are there any arrears is another one. Okay. Are there any other liens that you're aware of? Probably not, but you need to ask.
Fantastic.
I mean, those are really it, right?
I believe so. So what I'll do, and first and foremost, Bob, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to underwrite the deal and walk us through everything from comping to structuring the cash side of it and the creative side of it. I really do appreciate it.
Of course, man. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. What I'll do is after we finish up here, I will make that call live and I will get all of this additional information, but I will also present the cash offer to her to let her know what her options are. And then when I get on the phone and I have that conversation with her, I'll structure the conversation in a way where I present a solution. If she's looking to get more money, here's how we can work together to get you more money.
Yep. Perfect. Excellent. Hey, first of all, sorry I had to leave. There was some work that we're doing to our house, so I had to take care of that. But I also have a hard stop today in about 5-10 minutes. I have a meeting that I got to jump to, so I got to get prepared for that as well at 10 o'clock my time. So let's go for another 5 minutes, and then if it's okay, we'll wrap it up. Otherwise, you guys are obviously welcome to stick around with John and Paul and Supreme John. All right.
Yeah. I don't mind keeping it going if we need to.
Awesome.
If
Thank
you
you.
want to make the call, I can answer questions and do all that too.
Awesome. Drop some fire in the chat.
Hey, then.
This call.
There you go. Hayden has a deal that he wants comped. Let's do that real quickly. All right. So we go to Privy, like you asked, and let's see, Colonial Avenue, 100K.
I pulled it up, said it was a teardown.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's your market. Okay.
I want to see if you like actually agree, but I pulled comps and it's all new construction. So, or I pulled available closings and it was all new construction. So,
complete reno from ground up. But it's a diamond in the rough. Fantastic. All right. They're asking 100K. It's 2,200 square feet. No, man. Unless if you can get it for maybe 10, 20,000. Because if, let's see how long this has been on the market. 140 days. 140 days, and they've had a price drop at 240. Okay. At 1,900 square feet, year built 2023.
this is a rough part
exactly
of town,
what.
by the way.
I bet. I bet. I mean, Paul's absolutely right on this one. Okay, this one sold for $440 in June. That's nice. Year new built again. Okay. Here's another $440. Yeah. Is it going through a gentrification?
Yeah, I mean, people build where the land is cheap, right? So you can pick up a lot out here for like 60, 70K. And if you can keep your build costs low enough, that's a decent spread.
Okay, there you go. So just like what Paul was saying, I think you need to buy it at dirt price. Okay. So if 400 is roughly what you can probably sell it for, how much are they paying for? 15 cents, 20 cents on the dollar?
Yeah, about.
Okay. So at point 2, it's 80,000. So you need to be below 80,000 to make something on it for yourself.
Yeah,
Wholesale price.
and you gotta also keep in mind you've got demo and haul off on that too, so you're subtracting out of that, and then
So yeah, that's why I said 15. Okay, so we can go
Yeah.
15. So
Yeah.
60,000. If you can get it for around 40, 30, 40,000 and turn around and sell it for, let's say 40,000, would you pick that up, Paul, at 40,000?
I'd pick it up
To
at
you?
40, and I feel pretty good about it at 40, but I would have a hard personally. But I think there's a builder out there that would pick it up for like 55, but like
Yeah.
that would be his assignment fee, right? So
Yeah.
max 55.
I agree. Yeah, so they're halfway there. Okay, at 100,000, if you can get them at around 40, you'll have a buyer for it. Coach, how's it going, brother?
Doing good. I'm doing blessed. Can't complain. God is good.
Fantastic.
So, just to update, thank you. I'm always blessed to be here. Shout out to my guy John. So before you go, I just wanted to let you know the deal. She wasn't having a price reduction. She went all the way back up to 78. So good riddance, told her
Next.
good luck.
Yeah,
I had another
following
contract.
up.
Of course.
Keep following up. Because
that contract I sent
and
you
I know you're a
15.
maniac with that.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
So I just wanted to ask you to comp this property. So I got it under contract this morning for 5,138 East Warsaw. Before you go. And what's up, John? I see you. How you been?
What city?
Marion County, Marion Heights.
Okay.
Yes.
Been good, man. How you been? Been blessed?
I've been blessed, bro. Blessed always. Blessed to be in proximity with closer.
Likewise.
Dang. No comps around here, huh? Why are you giving me all these hard ones all the time, Coach? What did I ever do to you? All right, let's see what we can find on prop stream.
Did my computer freeze?
I don't know.
It's frozen on our side.
We don't know what it is. Do you know what the bed bath count is on it? Apparently, Public Records isn't so hot on it. 5 bed, 1.5 bath.
I think we may have
Nope,
lost
that's a
them.
different property.
See if we can bring you back.
Redfin. This is a single family, it says.
Okay, I'm back. I lost connection.
Do you know the number of beds and bath and square footage on this property, Coach?
Yes, so it's a 2-1 and square footage. I do not know yet. I'm supposed to be checking on the property within 2 days. So I have to pick up
2-1?
the keys. Yeah, so I have to pick up the keys from the owner, then go check on the property. Hey, I might even live there till the time it's closed. I'm playing. Well, I'm playing.
Do we know its condition?
Say it again.
Do you know what kind of condition it's in?
Yes. So she said it might need around 20,000. Somebody started to do the renovations, but it was about maybe 4 years ago, and she hasn't been
4
back.
years ago?
Yes, sir.
And you haven't had any eyes on it yet?
No, not yet. And I got it at 5,000. So
You might have been paying 5,000 too much for it. I mean, I had a deal for $450. 450. Okay.
And you couldn't sell it?
I couldn't sell it. I could not sell it. So just because you get such a low price doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good deal.
Gotcha.
Okay, you got to take a look at all the factors. Okay, so in this particular case, this one is in Pennsylvania. Okay, what sort of does it have any liens on it? Okay,
No, so free and clear.
Free and clear. What about utility liens? What about taxes, IRS, anything like that?
Taxes are up to date. I know the taxes are up to date. I'm not sure
Personal
about
taxes, where they can put a lien on the property, is what I'm talking about. IRS.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about that.
I had a land deal, coach, where I was trying to buy a lot from one of my contractors, but he had an $80,000 IRS lien on a property I was trying to buy for $20,000.
So
we
they
had to
wouldn't,
kill the
they
deal.
wouldn't let you buy the property because of that lien.
Yeah,
Like the seller will have to pay that first before he can do any transactions with the title.
exactly. He had a lien that was worth more than the property on it, so
Mhm.
I couldn't do anything until he figured out how to make it straight with the tax man.
What did he end up? Did you end up like figuring something out for him, or did he just like that deal not fall through?
No, I said call us when you pay your taxes. There's nothing you can do when you got the feds on you. Pay your bills.
Is there any way you could have he could have got like on a payment plan with his taxes, so it could have freed up the title to offer him to sell it, or
he has?
Well, they're not going to release the lien until the lien is satisfied.
balance? Got you.
But you can negotiate the price down. Okay, so let's say if you owed $50K, hey, how about if I give you $5,000?
Or if you tell the tax people, hey, I'm trying to pay you back, and part of that is by selling this land, you could do that. But they have to get in touch with someone who's going to do that for them, right? Aside from, I can't really do anything unless I have someone on my team that can connect them to the right person and get them set up with the IRS that way.
Okay.
So, I'm afraid.
Oh no. So not 113. I said 138.
Yeah, right. This.
Okay. Oh, that was just another property.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Thank you.
So now we got to go here. 138 East Warsaw.
Yeah.
Okay. See if I can get any comps for it on.
Yeah, because I was seeing a couple properties, like when you check PropWire or on my deal machine, I can share my screen. I was getting like a couple things sold in like ranging from 40 to 130, a couple.
Here's one that sold for 45.5 back in April, 2-1. How many square feet did you say yours is?
I'm not sure. But the lot size is 4,500.
What's your inspection period?
30 days.
Nice. I like
Inspection?
Yes.
Okay,
that.
good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, coach. Yes, sir.
I learned from John Johnson. He gave me that strategy.
Okay, so nothing great, just a rental. Sold for 45.5 in April.
Okay. Yep, that was one of the ones I saw.
Okay. So you're gonna take it down for 5. And what's your exit strategy? Are you holding on to it, or are you planning on?
Look,
wholesaling
this is my 2 extra strategies. I was either going to wholesale it, or I was going to find somebody that wanted to do creative. So if I sold it for 20,000 and somebody offered to give me, did I just freeze?
No, you're going.
Okay. Say if somebody offered to give me, say, 8,000 down, and they wanted to pay off the rest of it in 2 to 3 years, I'll be totally fine with that, because I could pay the seller with 5,000, 3,000 would go to me up front, and then the rest of those months I'll be generating cash flow.
Okay. All right. So you'd be seller financing it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. But you got to find the buyer for it.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you can't, okay,
Mhm.
lean on the wholesale deal, okay?
Mhm.
And in the meanwhile, if you can find a buyer like that will buy it from you, you could also do a lease option. Okay, someone can come in and lease it. It all depends on the condition. You don't know what the condition of this house is.
Not yet.
Okay, so that's going to be the major thing. It took someone 4 years to want to renovate this thing. Okay, so something's up. Okay, so you need to check all of that out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Hope that helps.
Got you. Yes, it did.
Well, Bob, we
Awesome.
really appreciate you. I know you got to run. Have a blessed
Yeah,
weekend.
I gotta
brother.
go. Thank you all. It was great being here. Have a great weekend. Keep grinding. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.
Take care, Bob. Awesome. Well, if nobody else has any more questions, I'm gonna make a call. I'm gonna hop on the phone with that previous seller that we were talking about, catch up with her, get that extra information, and then we can go from there.
I have a question. I'm sorry. On the thing that you have asked to Bob, like you were offering the closing cost or the covering the closing cost for the agent. I want to understand how it gives or adds the value for the agent. I believe the closing cost has been done by the buyers or the sellers.
So if you're talking about the property that I asked Bob about, it's off market, so this is not on the market. And so the alternative to working directly with an investor like myself would be to list it on the market. And if she decides to list it on the market, she's going to incur the 3%. I believe, Paul, tell me, it's 6%, right? 6% of the entire transaction.
Yeah,
she's going to have
6.
to pay. Plus closing costs, she'll probably have to split, with whoever wants to buy it. And that's if she gets what she wants to sell for it. But either way, she's going to have to sell at a discount to an investor, right? So that's what I'm going to explain to her over the phone in today's call. So she can avoid paying an additional 6% out of the proceeds by working with me, and I'm being generous enough to offer to cover the cost of closing, so she can net more on the cash side. Then if she wants to get more money for it, she's going to need to work with me on the terms, meaning we could structure something out and make payments to her over time.
Got it. Thank you.
For sure. All right. Let's get into it. I'm going to minimize this. I'll share my screen and I'll make this call. And we can go from there. So for cash, we're going to be in the ballpark between 170 and 185. I'll tell her between 170 and 185, and that's cash we can offer her within the next 30 days. We can close, and then if she's looking to get closer to 200, we could potentially make that happen, but she's going to need to be she's going to have to cooperate with us on the terms. So let's hop on the phone here and see if we can make this happen, ladies and gentlemen. We can make it happen, bro. We can make anything happen. I saw on somebody's shirt today, this is how the universe really be speaking, like through signs and symbols. It said, "You are your only limit." I find that to be so true. So I'm gonna give Melissa a call, and let's have a conversation with Melissa.
Good morning. This is Elizabeth.
Hey, Elizabeth, this is John Johnson. How are you?
Hi, John. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I actually just got a chance to speak with my team about the property we spoke about yesterday
Yes.
on Canvasback. Yeah. And, I think that this is definitely something we would be able to buy. Especially, we got a chance to take a look at the photos and hear a little bit more about the story with the tenant. It sounds like they've been good tenants, and they've got a lease. So what kind of was the plan, before I get a chance to present the offer to you, for selling this? Were you prepared to work with an investor in selling this?
I don't think, I think I had told you we had just started the talk, so I don't think we were looking one way or another. Whatever is fastest, easiest, is what we would be looking for.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're looking kind of more for speed then. You're not really, that's kind of your main focus. You're looking to just cash out of this. Obviously, with the right price, that makes sense, but you're looking more for
Correct.
speed. Okay, gotcha. So then, really what the process is going to look like with us is, like I mentioned in the last call, we'll definitely take care of the closing costs, and we can take care of that. So, traditionally when you list a property with an agent, you're going to have to incur 6% of the transaction to be paid for both the buying side and the seller side for real estate commissions in terms of the agents. So that's not something you need to worry about with us, as we'll take care of that, and there are no agents involved. The biggest thing is, because the property is currently occupied by tenants, whoever is going to purchase the property would need to honor that lease. So whether you decide to, work with us directly, or you would want to explore, what you could get on the market, at the end of the day, you're going to be working with an investor. So of course, investors are going to be looking at this property, and they're going to want to buy it at a discount. And so, really the benefit of working with us would be you wouldn't have to come out of pocket for that additional 6% that you would need to pay to the agent for listing the property. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so just based off of, what we could kind of gather, in terms of cash, we make offers in two different ways. What we can do is offer you cash, and, if you're looking to close quickly, I'm talking in the next 3 to 4 weeks, our offer is going to be a little bit lower than what we could potentially offer you, and I'll get into that in a moment. But in terms of cash, we're going to be somewhere between $170,000 and $185,000 for the property.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean that's not even entertainable. So yeah. We're definitely not looking to sell. We're looking to make a profit, as well. That just isn't enough money in the cookie jar there. But thank you so much.
I understand. Well,
okay,
what I wanted to do was go ahead and let you know about how we could make an offer to you that we could give you more money if you could work with us over time.
Okay, and how would that look?
So what we could do, and I'm going to need a little bit more information about the lease. I got a request for a mortgage statement just so that we kind of know where you are in terms of your loan. But what we could do is take over the loan, whatever you have currently, whatever balance it is that's left over, we can make payments on that on your behalf. And then potentially we'd be able to get you a higher number. So we could, work out what the terms would be. And, this is all negotiable. We'd have to sit down and kind of come to an understanding of where we need to be at. But the reason I bring this up is, any investor that's going to make an offer on the property is going to be, pretty low when it comes to cash. But what we can do is make you an offer that we can pay you over time. And so let's say, you're trying to get closer.
I'm not interested in that. Obviously, if we're looking to sell, it's because we're looking to sell, to get out now, to, be able to take that cash and do what we need with it. Not, over time. I don't need it over time. I could do that over time. But, thank you. That offer is just not, I think we we bought the house for 140. I mean, we'd be making 40,000 based on what you're giving us. So,
I absolutely understand.
Okay. Thank you so much.
If
Bye-bye.
you do change your mind, definitely feel free to keep my number. That's it, man. She's not going to be able to sell, but the call is done. We kind of got a little bit of a pitch, but on to the next one, man. Just on to the lead. That's really the name of the game.
Yeah, just
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
stay on it, honestly.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, there we go. Does anybody else have any more questions?
I do have a question.
What's up?
So, okay. Um, she's the seller herself, right? She's not the agent.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Like for the off-market deals, how you are approaching the sellers? Are you like reaching out them through the privy or the prop stream? And to some point, you have mentioned that you are doing the text blasting. Are you doing the text blasting to the sellers directly from the failed or the expired listings? That's the question. Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't personally target expired listings. I'm going direct to seller, and I'm targeting tired landlords. So I do SMS blasts direct to seller, so I'm texting their phone. None of these properties are on market, and negotiate directly with the seller.
Got it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And if anybody in here is interested in getting a system set up, an SMS system that blasts these sellers for you so that all you really have to do is pre-qualify motivated sellers, definitely shoot me a DM, get connected with me, and I'll put you in touch with the guy that set up my system. I tried to do this on my own. It did not work out. It's very easy to get banned doing this kind of stuff. There's a lot of regulation that you have to follow in the SMS game. And working with somebody like Mike Martin, you know, who already has the experience, is an amazing resource because this guy already has the experience. You don't need to worry about what words you can and can't use. Like, there's a lot of specific things, how many people you can text per number, per hour, per minute, that kind of stuff. And so he takes all of the guesswork out of that and handles all of the back end stuff for you. He's got an amazing team. If anybody is interested in getting set up with that, there is a price associated with that. It's crazy, but it is. It's $997 to get started on that. Full transparency. So it's not something that you can get started doing for free. However, it is very inexpensive to do SMS marketing after you get your system set up. It's only like $10 a day to be sending out. I believe it's like 500 messages per day, or I think it's $10 or less for 500 messages. So it's a great value. Definitely an awesome opportunity to kind of sit back and just call people that tell you they want to sell.
One more thing on what you have explained. For the agents, I was using the text blaster for the agents, but for the homeowners, I have heard there are some numbers that are on the do not call list. So how do you handle those type of numbers? Because those are now you are direct to seller. So how do you work on those numbers?
I'm not worried about any of that stuff personally. I call them anyway. That's just my decision. I can't advise you to do one thing or the other. That's going to be based on your risk tolerance. Me personally, I'm an advocate of risk, and we're also not selling anything. We're soliciting to purchase a property. So it depends on what you want to do with your business. However, I do make those text messages. I do text people. Do not call.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope that you all had a great Friday. Thank you all for spending the time with us today. If you haven't already, please consider inviting somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link, discord.gg/REI. And we're also updating the website. So we're going to have a bunch of resources up for everybody here very soon. Till next time, hope that you could all see that call. You got to fail forward sometimes. Don't let things discourage you. just go on to the next one. And this is a very, very important thing. It's always you gotta have multiple options, right? Got to get multiple leads on the board, or else you start to get so focused on these leads and they're not even deals. So it's just a conversation. It's just a homeowner. There are tons of homeowners. I've got thousands on my list. So we're just going to continue to blast them out. And as they come in, what I'll do is I'll hop in and I'll make some calls so that you guys can see how I handle those conversations and pre-qualify these sellers live. So Steez, Paul, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate everybody in here. I hope that you all have a great rest of your weekend.